Okay, I've had the Super Meteor now for a week and ridden about 350 kilometres on it. So I thought I'd give it a little check over, get familiar with it and just check everything's where it should be and all nice and tight. So I usually go round a new bike with the spanners and Allen keys, etc., just to check everything over, get familiar and make sure everything's tightened up. Now, I noticed these were a little loose. These exhaust guards were a little loose as well, as were the plastics on the chain guard. Again, the exhaust cover needed a little snick, and this here cover and these were a little loose, as was the tank fastener. The front fork shroud assembly, this was a little loose, as was this. Coming round to this side of the bike, one of these was loose, as was this was loose. These were all fine. I didn't go around the engine much, as these all should be factory torqued down. These mounts were all okay, as was the frame mounts. Again, these are a little loose, and I'll show you at the end a little video of how this comes off to check the battery terminals. This was loose, these were a little bit loose, that was a little loose, so these were a little loose. Again, the exhaust shrouds were a little loose. And what else? Yes, one of these again was loose, but everything else was good. And when I say loose, I mean just a little eighth of a turn, if that, 16th of a turn. But these things do vibrate a little bit, and things do come loose. And the last thing you want is to be scrabbling along the side of the road searching for nuts and bolts. So it's just a thing to do, and it gets you familiar with the bike. And you can see any little imperfections or little oil leaks around the other side. On the exhaust cover there was just a little run of oil down here. Now I checked underneath here and everything's fine, nothing there, so I suspect it was just a little bit of lubricant on assembling these bits here around the gear shift. But apart from that, everything's hunky-dory on the bike. Say, after riding it, I'm not familiar with these, but I know on the old, my old bikes with sort of top yoke suspension, just a little clean after a ride to wipe the dust off, etc., will add a little bit of life to your front forks. And a little detail that not many people have mentioned on this bike so far is the engine turning on these forks. It's beautiful, you can hear it, and as an ex-engineer I do appreciate little details like that. It just makes the bike a little bit more premium. I hope you enjoyed this little walk around the bike, and I hope you check your new bike out as well when you get it, rather than wait for things to fall off and then complain to the dealer. Enjoy your ride, and I'll see you next time. Be very careful when replacing the right hand side panel that this fastener here is actually that way, so it takes the screw nice and easy. Otherwise you can easily strip the threads on these or expand it out, so take great care. Bottom one's okay, that's just a normal thread, but it pays to just take a little bit of care with these screws, because once you strip the threads it could be a bit of a problem. So when you come to tighten up this top screw here, just I wouldn't over tighten it because of the type of fastener. just finger tight on the small end of the Allen wrench. The bottom one too is quite a nice snug thread, so it doesn't need to be over tightened. Just pinch it up. These two go in first. This bit here just slots underneath there, and make sure you line up this hole first, and then this hole will immediately line up. So it's this one here is important, to get this little chrome bit underneath here, just tucked underneath the panel, and then the whole thing slips on quite easily.